Hi all, my name is Ryan and welcome to my channel What the Pop, where we discuss pop culture in general and Buffy a lot. If you like what I do, please like, subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. If you have friends that like Buffy, share it with them. It all helps the algorithm. These days, a musical episode is almost a requirement of any popular series. It seems inevitable that at some point in time, any long-running series will break out a musical episode. And while they can be a camp bit of fun, they are often just bad. It now bridges genres from flat-out comedies like Scrubs.
Welcome to Sacred
Sci-fi mainstays like supernatural medical dramas like Grey's Anatomy, and even superhero shows with a Flash Supergirl musical crossover episode.
You gave me no other choice but to love you.
Though let's face it, when your two main stars, Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist, are Glee alumni, and you have access to the pipes of Jeremy Jordan, John Barrowman, Victor Garber and Jesse L. Martin, it would be ridiculous not to do a musical episode. And just as an aside, who wouldn't want to hear Grant Gustin singing Running Home to You to them right before he proposed? Speaking of Glee, without how perfect the Buffy musical episode was and how well it was received and universally praised, Glee and the musical shows that followed in its wake, such as My Super Ex-Girlfriend or Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, would never have been greenlit. We say it often about Buffy, and we say it because it's true, but it changed television forever. Now, while everyone knows that Buffy had a musical episode, and that it was a masterpiece of storytelling and one of the best episodes of television ever produced in any genre, not as many people know that Xena did it first. Buffy owes a great deal to Xena, Warrior Princess, and I didn't realise how much until I went back and watched the first of the two Xena musical episodes. The second Xena musical episode, Liar Liar Hearts on Fire, was just camp and fun. It used, like many musical episodes these days, popular songs, not originals, and a trite plot point, a contest for its narrative reason for all this singing. However, the first musical episode, Season 3's The Bittersweet, which debuted some 3 years before Buffy's Once More with Feeling, contains 7 original songs, 2 of which received Emmy nominations, and they deserved them. Now let me say this first. The Bittersweet is frickin' bonkers. For those who haven't seen it, or have never watched Xena, it comes at a time in the series when there is a massive rift between Xena and Gabrielle. Gabrielle had been impregnated by a god Dayhawk, called the One True God, and gave birth to an evil daughter that she named Hope. Xena had told Gabrielle that Hope was evil and to kill her, and she didn't. Hope kills Solon, who is Xena's son. Gabrielle poisons Hope because she realises Xena was right, and everyone is angry and in pain. Now in the first 5 minutes of this episode, Xena attacks Gabrielle, drags her behind a horse all the way to a cliff edge to throw her over into the ocean, but they both end up going over into the water below and wake up in Illusia, a land that Solon somehow created despite being mortal and having no magic, in order for the two protagonists to heal. Now Illusia is basically the tarot deck come to life, with representations of nearly the whole major arcana, such as the Fool, the Empress, the Emperor, the High Priestess, the Hangman, the Chariot, Justice, and most notably the Wheel of Fortune. Combine all of that with some really bad CGI animals, and you can understand why I think it's friggin' nuts, and why people would simply dismiss it. Despite all of this, after the first 2 songs, which kind of explain Illusia a little bit, and remind us of where Xena and Gabrielle started, the rest is pure musical magic. And it gets right everything that the Buffy musical got right. But why did Buffy and Xena musical episodes work when so many musical episodes don't? The key is in the music itself and the reason for that music. The numbers in a musical have a specific purpose, and it isn't just to fill in time and belt out a tune, or to highlight the talents of the cast. Going back to our previous examples in the Grey's Anatomy musical, you had outstanding highlights like Tony Award winner Sarah Ramirez belting out the story.
All of these lines across my face
Overall, the episode itself wasn't a particularly good episode of Grey's Anatomy, so it's one I have a love-hate relationship with. And that's often the case for many musical episodes. They're just not good episodes of the show they're in. Victor Hugo, a French writer, poet and dramatist, once said, "Music expresses that which cannot be put into words and cannot remain silent." And this is the key to a good musical. A good song in a musical informs us of something that we didn't, or the characters didn't already know. Usually something that was hidden, or a secret, or a part of a character's internal monologue that we hadn't yet been privy to. It could also be simply pure emotion, how a character is feeling, especially when that feeling is not what they are conveying to the other characters. As such, a good musical number should carry the plot forward in some meaningful way, because it reveals and exposes something that either changes our perspective on how we feel about a character and what they're going through, or on an aspect of the story that allows the story to progress. The Buffy musical does this exceptionally well. The songs either convey a character's internal struggle, such as Buffy's opening number, Going Through the Motions.
Going through the motions, losing all my drive. I can't even see if this is really me, and I just wanna be alive.
It reveals secrets we haven't been privy to, like Xander and Anya's fears about their wedding in I'll Never Tell, or move the plot forward, such as Tara finding out Willow has used magic on her in the Under Your Spell reprise.
I'm under your spell. God, how can this be? Playing with my memory.
This is where a lot of musical episodes of TV get the musical wrong, where they just jam in musical numbers every few minutes that really add nothing to our understanding of the characters or the ongoing story. This is especially evident in many shows that don't use original numbers and pull in already known songs. A perfect example of this is Riverdale Chapter 74, Wicked Little Town, where they use the numbers from the musical Hedwig and the Angry Inch. By centering a musical episode around a known musical, you run into a number of issues. First, your song selection is limited, so you have to build the plot around the songs rather than choosing songs that work well with the plot. Because of that, you often run into the issue where the songs are just performed. They aren't part of a character's internal monologue and don't do anything to reveal something hidden or unknown to the audience already, and therefore do very little to forward the greater narrative. When musical episodes do this, they are guilty of doing exactly what the main criticism of musicals is, that people just don't randomly and pointlessly burst into song, except people like me who do. Riverdale is itself quite a musical show, with characters often performing numbers, not to the level of Glee, but often enough that we know that the core cast can sing. So while it makes sense that they would have musical episodes, the shoehorning of the songs into the musical episodes has made them all quite meh. Not to mention that students performing a musical or talent show is the laziest musical plot device in existence. Xena, however, set the template for how a musical episode of an ongoing TV show should be done. In the Bittersweet, Xena and Gabrielle are too angry, too hurt, and in too much pain to be able to talk to each other, which has them shouting at and over each other. And it is only when they start singing about how they feel and what they're going through in the Emmy-nominated Hearts Are Hurting that they start a cathartic journey that eventually leads to their reconciliation.
My heart is hurting beyond words. The pain is tearing up my soul. These days have seen my spirit die. My life propelled out of control.
Of course, it's not that easy. Letting go of such intense feelings to forgive is difficult, and it takes the realization that their love for each other is stronger than anything else before they find a way out. But even then, Xena can't escape, because she is holding on to a number of secrets and the guilt she feels about them, which are then all exposed and laid beautifully raw in the second Emmy-nominated song, The Love of Your Love, where she asks Gabrielle and Solon for forgiveness.
Forgive those who'd harm you, do good for those who hate. Forgive and not forget, I know it's not too late. Forgive me and you'll discover too that the love of your love is you.
At the end of this painful story arc, there are now no secrets between the characters and their journey can move forward together. The musical has served its purpose. The Buffy musical achieved the same thing, laying bare all their internalized thoughts, their fears, their reservations, their resentments, and exposing all the secrets that the characters held. All of this was revealed through amazing musical numbers with a Disney-esque quality that got into your head and stayed there. And the reason it worked so well for Buffy, and the reason that the Buffy musical is, and probably always will be, the greatest musical episode of television, is that the core point of songs in musicals is to explore and expose who we are. And that was something that the Buffy creative team did every week for 7 seasons of television. That central premise was the DNA of the show. If you were to pick, say, 3 episodes across those 7 seasons to explain exactly what Buffy was about, Once More with Feeling would be one of them. It wasn't just a perfect musical episode, it was a perfect episode of Buffy. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this look into the Buffyverse, please like, subscribe to the channel, and consider supporting me through Patreon. If you've disagreed with anything I said, or have anything else to add, please put it in the comments below, and I'll see you next video.